Is this the old me or is this the bold me? Have that in your mind. Old me, bold me. What does bold Georgie do? How does she stand? How does she talk? How does she communicate? What does she learn? Does she back herself or does she shrink? Does she stand tall and present and communicate? Or does she hesitate and use a lot of justifying words before she speaks? This is what I want for you. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Career Confidence Podcast with myself, Georgie Hubbard. Thank you so much for tuning in today, wherever you are in the world. Now, as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify video, I am still in the van, still working on the road. I have literally another 2 weeks left working in Queensland currently, and I've really enjoyed this trip. It's been amazing. I feel like sometimes we need to honor where we're at in our seasons and our chapters in life. I've managed to completely finish and edit the book while I've been up here, which has been amazing. And I found out literally yesterday that the book has been now sent to print, which is really exciting. So yes, that's all happening whilst I've been up here. But like I said, 2 more weeks on the road. I'm just enjoying it now. And I'm really looking forward to as well getting back to Melbourne, where I'll be moving into a brand new location. So I'll be sharing that with you soon. So that's all really exciting. So lots of things happening in life at the moment. I'll definitely do some more updates. But thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And for those of you that have followed me for a long time now, I feel like you're sort of getting to know me, getting to know who I am as a person, my values, what's important to me, and freedom is definitely a core value of mine, alongside growth and health as well. So yeah, I really do feel like at the moment I'm living in alignment with those core values. And talking of growth, that is the theme, I guess, of today's podcast, because you really can't escape the headlines, the articles, the videos that are out there all around AI, all around the future, and all the things that we need to know in this new world. And I really want to come from a place of empowerment and encouragement, and also, I guess, self-responsibility as well. Like, what do we need to know? What should we be learning? What should we be focusing on right now to make sure that we are all future-proofing our careers in the age of AI, which is obviously what my whole book is about, The Bold Move, which, again, just to pause here for a second, I just want to thank each and every single one of you who has purchased the book so far on presale. And as you'll know, I'm doing a really special bonus where you get 3 months access into the AI career tool that I've been creating and working on with an amazing team of developers. So if you purchase the book, The Bold Move, on presale, you'll have access to the tool. I won't go into that in any more detail today. All the links are below. So go and check that out, because it's my way of saying thank you so much for supporting me. And I wanted to include a little bonus for you. So, because I appreciate when you buy a book, you want it immediately. Well, at least I do anyway. I want to hold it physically in my hands and get stuck in and read. So yeah, I wanted to put something together that was a bit of an incentive for you to purchase it ahead of release. So that's all sorted now. But yeah, the topic of AI, the topic of career, the topic of future proofing and what we need to know is becoming, I think, the number one question mark on every single career professional's, I guess, list right now of like, what should I be doing? What should I be learning? So I kind of wanted to really break this down today, because I guess where I sit is a very unique position in that I've obviously got my technology recruitment company, CH Solutions. So I'm hearing it firsthand every single week from the candidates and the employers. So I get a real sense on both sides. And when I was back in Melbourne, I was hearing firsthand that people were going to be hiring for people who were now AI literate, who were, learning AI skills. And on the other hand, I've been speaking to candidates who are really confused and scared and fearful of like, what should I be learning? And, I don't know if I'm going to be good with this tech stuff, this new tech jargon. So I sit on both sides, and I really want to, I guess, demystify what is actually going on and what employers, hiring managers, HR executives are really looking for right now, and how you can stand out and get ahead in this new world that we are moving into. So that's a key piece. But I think the first point that I will make, and I'm going to go through 7 ways that you can future-proof your career today. But the first point I want to make is we need to be learning AI. We need to work with it, not against it. I think the people that really are going to get ahead in their careers aren't those that bury their heads in the sand and pretend it's not coming, or pretend that when the restructure comes or the new org chart gets put in place, that their role isn't going to be impacted. I feel like this is where we need to get in the driver's seat of our own lives and our own careers. Don't wait for your employer to put in place an AI training or an AI upskill in the business, because so many businesses might not be able to do that. Instead, I want you to really be thinking, okay, AI is on the top list of priorities for most businesses right now. Most businesses that I'm speaking with on a weekly basis are looking into how they can be improving productivity, how they can be delegating tasks, how they can even be using more AI agents in their business to really, speed up certain things that have taken, longer. They really are looking for people who are going to be ahead and are becoming AI fluent and AI literate. So if you want to get ahead in the future, please do not neglect learning AI. Now, that doesn't mean that you've got to go and sit for hours on end. This literally can mean just on your commute, instead of listening to, I don't know, maybe some songs or whatever you normally listen to, or talk to your friends, or scroll on social media, whatever you're normally doing. Not saying you do that, but if you do, there's an hour or so that could be opened up for some learning. You could look at some great podcasts. You could be reading some great articles. So it's really looking at how you spend your week. Where could you allocate even 30 minutes a day to just learning something new? And then what I like to do personally is whenever I hear of a new tool, I just like to go and play around with it. So for example, like one tool that I'm using a lot right now, I was introduced to it about a month back, is Super Whisper. And this has been amazing because this has been a tool that I now use when I've got a lot of thoughts going on in my head and I want to just talk things out. So what I do is if I just go for a walk on my own, I'll just chat into Super Whisper and I'll literally just get my thoughts out of my head into this app. And then what I'll do is I'll copy it into Claude or ChatGPT. And it's almost like a massive prompt that's all my brain dump. And then it will kind of, turn all of those words into something really tangible. So if I'm struggling thinking about some new ideas for my business or a new launch strategy, or, if I'm just struggling with anything, I can literally just chat away to it for, a good sort of 20 minutes, dump it all into Claude or ChatGPT. It's quickly becoming my therapist, and it will spit out in some really nice, easy, tangible steps of like, okay, from everything you said, these are some things you could be thinking about. It's been a game changer in my life. That's just one example. So my advice to you, my top advice for you right now is look at what's coming out and ask yourself, how could I use this tool in my life and my career? This is the number one thing I do each week. I'll just spend a little bit of time scrolling and researching new tools, having a play around. So I'm keeping myself up to date with what is coming out and what's new and what could really generally help with my businesses and just generally just get me into a better place and keep me moving forward. So that's the number one thing. Learn how to work with AI, not against it. Start experimenting with AI tools, because it's the professionals that embrace AI. They're going to be the ones that are going to get ahead in this new era. I can't stress that enough. The second point I want to make, and this is so important, because yes, AI can do so much of the grunt work and it can do so much of the coding and the technical work, but it can't replace our human skills. It can't lead with empathy. It can't go into a boardroom and read the room and communicate. It can't hold space for somebody struggling. This is where our human skills are going to be needed now more than ever. So I am doubling down on my communication. I'm doubling down on my leadership. I'm doubling down on my analytical thinking. Instead of just asking what, I'm asking why. Why have we always done it this way? is there a better way that we could be doing this? And just pausing before moving on. If something, for example, worked really well, like let's just say I posted something on social media on LinkedIn and it had 10,000 more impressions than another post I did. Instead of just moving on quickly and being like, oh, that was a great post. Why was it a good post? I'm really pausing and challenging my thinking and thinking, right, what about this post? Was it the hook? Was it the body? Was it the image that I created with it? And it's this kind of analytical thinking that is helping me then create more engaging posts, create more value for my audience. So that's just one example. Creative thinking as well, like brainstorming, like 10 ideas of, so new marketing campaigns, new business development strategies, like taking myself away just to really think about, okay, like how else could I be thinking about this? Like anything in your life that you're sort of feeling like, oh, surely there's a better way of doing this. Lean into that. That's creative thinking. That's where the magic happens. So do not neglect your human skills, like storytelling, another powerful one, like our ability to tell good stories and bring people on a journey. Like these are the things that employers are asking me for 10 times more than what they used to, honestly. Like it used to just be literally like, here's the job description, Georgie, find me somebody that matches most of these skills. Now they're asking me for, hey, Georgie, yeah, these are some of the technical skills that we need. But what we really need is somebody that's got these amazing human skills, these amazing power, soft skills. This is what's going to set this person apart. So if you find yourself lacking confidence and you find yourself struggling to communicate, these are the areas that you need to work on now more than ever, because the human skills are going to be your superpower in the age of AI. So double down on your human skills as well as learning AI as well. I can't stress that enough. The third thing that I really want you to do and think about is keep your skills portfolio fresh. So this is where you commit to learning something new every month, right? So for example, for me right now, I'm going into a chapter where I really need to understand marketing, consumer behavior, more B2C sales, more so than ever. I've always worked in the B2B space because I've had a service-based business, my recruitment company. Now I'm moving into launching my book, Pivoter, my AI tool. So I'm really doubling down now on, okay, how am I going to be a better marketer? How am I going to be a better growth hacker? How can I really understand the social media world even more? Because, I've dabbled in it in the past and I understand a few things about a few different platforms, but what am I missing? Where are my gaps and where do I need to plug those gaps? So for you, it's thinking about, okay, if I really want to get good at this thing, whatever it is for you, and you feel like that's the missing piece in your career portfolio right now, allocate some time in the week and go deep on that topic. But every single month, I call them my little skill sprints. So I'll allocate time in my diary, because what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. And this will literally be 30 minutes a day where I'll spend researching social media, new ways of doing things. And this is kind of stacked on AI as well, because obviously AI is going to be playing such an important role when it comes to social media in terms of like the volume, the ideas, what other tools are out there that marketers are using right now that I could be looking into as well. So I'm basically just stressing to you that you want to keep on adding to your skills portfolio. You want to keep it fresh. You want to keep it topped up. You don't just want to learn a new skill once a year. You now need to be really like adding to your skills perhaps once a month. And again, doesn't need to be time consuming. It can be 30 minutes a day, and it can be done during times where you'd usually maybe put Netflix on for 2 hours on the evening, or maybe where you'd be chatting to a friend or scrolling on social media. Like these are the times to allocate to your personal growth. And it's going to become more and more important if you want to really future-proof your career. And at the end of the day, you wouldn't be listening to a podcast like this about future-proofing your career in the age of AI if you weren't serious about doing this. So make the time for you now. You will not regret it. The fourth piece of advice that I can give you to really future-proof your career is build a visible personal brand. Now, when I say building a personal brand, I'm not talking about becoming an influencer and posting what you're having for breakfast and, liking and commenting on everyone's post and being a loony when it comes to social media, posting 5 times a day. I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you to do is really think about what you want to be known for within your industry. because I honestly believe that the most visible people are going to be the ones to have all the opportunities. And this is really where you need to think about how you're showing up online and offline, in your place of work and outside of your place of work. What are you known for within the four walls of your organization? And if you can't instantly think about your personal brand within your organization, you're not doing enough of the right activities to be seen, to be respected, and to be valued. So if I said to you right now, hey, Georgie, what are you known for in your place of work? What do people come to you for? What do you think they would say about you? And if you don't like the answer, then it's time to change it. So this is where I really think personal brands are incredibly important. You need to be seen, you need to be positioned, and you need to be ready to share your value now more than ever. Because when the restructure happens, when the new product or project is launched, you want to be the person that is thought of the most. When a recruiter like me comes onto your LinkedIn profile, you want to be seen and searchable. So I can say, hey, Sally, I just came across your LinkedIn profile and I think you'd be perfect for this new opportunity. So in this new world, thinking about what you want to be known for, how you're positioning yourself, how you're going to stand out online and in the workplace is so important. And I could do a whole episode on this in itself. And if you want me to, please let me know, because I dedicate a whole chapter in the book to how you can build your personal brand inside and outside of your organization, the opportunities that can come from this, and how exactly you should be taking the first steps in order to make this happen. But becoming a thought leader in your space and having something to say and something to share and offering value to your industry is very, very important right now. Number 5 is focus on solving problems, not just doing tasks. So this is where you got to think, okay, AI can automate a lot of tasks right now. But what is the core problem that this business or this company I'm working for trying to solve? That's where you need to play. You need to become the go-to person when things get tough, when things get, when projects delay. How are you going to solve the problems, right? Because that's what's going to set you apart in your workplace. That's what's going to make you become the go-to person. So it's really, really important when you sort of zoom out for a second. If you're just somebody that's just constantly doing tasks and focusing on urgent but not important things, you're going to be a busy fool, right? You want to be thinking about, okay, what problem am I solving this week? How am I going to make sure that the product I'm working on, the team that I'm managing, continue to keep the momentum building? The people who can solve problems for businesses are the ones that are going to be the ones that get promoted, the ones that are going to be most respected, and where all the opportunities are going to flow to. So become a problem solver, and also think ahead. Like, for me right now, I'm almost trying to make myself redundant within my own business. I'm looking at my business right now and thinking, okay, what are the red flags? What could come in and do all of these tasks? So, for example, the most time consuming when it comes to recruitment is all of the actual sourcing of candidates, right? The headhunting piece. Well, I know that's the piece that AI is going to get better at. And eventually it'll be better at it than me, because it will be able just to screen resumes. It will be able to pull up, match a job description to a resume, which is again why your online brand is so important, by the way, whole other topic in itself. But that piece is going to be done by AI, and it's almost there now. So what problems do I need to solve for a business that comes to me? And this is the key thing that I'm trying to think about. I'm thinking, where is the gaps? Where do I need to double down? Where's the value now in what I do? And I believe it's in the negotiation. It's in managing the process really well. It's building up great relationships with my clients and my candidates. But the whole delegation piece of the whole when AI is going to find and source all my initial candidate shortlist, I could outsource that tomorrow and I wouldn't miss that piece at all. What I love doing is managing the process, speaking to top talent and matching that with my clients. But this problem-solving mindset is incredibly important, and that's where the value is in the future. Number 6, and this is a big one, explore career pivots before you need one. Now, again, I've written basically a whole book about this, about how we all have transferable skills. So the first thing you'll need to do is really start taking stock of your strengths and your skills in your current place of work. So what do people come to you for? What are you known for? What do you do that just comes really naturally to you that other people may find difficult? But you want to start making a list of all of your hard skills, which are like your tangible things that you can put on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile. Like, if you're a marketer, you're amazing at SEO, you're amazing at, turning a great campaign into a scroll stopping post, or if you're in software, you can spot problems, solve problems, and ship things quickly. Like, what are you good at when it comes to your hard skills? Then you've got your, what I like to call, human skills. So make a list of those. So are you amazing when it comes to leadership? Are you a great active listener? Are you a great communicator? Are you really good at presenting? Are you amazing at building relationships? But when you are sort of going after a career pivot or thinking about where you could utilize your skills next, it's really, really important to start where you are. Start with the skills and the strengths that you personally have right now. So that's the first thing I would do. The second thing, when you're exploring a career pivot, whether that's into a whole other industry, whether that's into a new department in your current place of work, whether that's you want to step up into leadership, you need to understand, okay, what are the opportunities that are open to me, but also where are my gaps? So this is where you look at the organization and you get interested in people. You start having conversations. You see somebody doing something interesting in their role and you go, I want to go and talk to that person because I'd really like to pivot into what they're doing over there. Let me go and offer to buy them a coffee and see if they wouldn't mind just spending 15 to 30 minutes just running through what they sort of do within their day, and how my current skills could be potentially brought across into this new project and into this new product space within this organization. Or if you want to move out of the current place that you're working in right now or into a completely different industry, you can go into like job boards like Seek, Indeed, LinkedIn Jobs, and just type in one of your hard skills or even one of your soft skills. So you could type in, for example, sales, you could type in account management, you could type in customer experience, you could type in whatever you are particularly strong with, and just see what comes up in the job descriptions. See like the new titles, and honestly, like when you do this, you'll go, wow, like there's so many things that I could do with my current skills. And that's such an empowering place to be. But just knowing like where your current skills could take you really kind of, I guess, gives you this sense of calm. Because if things do suddenly shake up, if you need to pivot, if you need to go and get a new job, if you need to shift industries, you are there already looking at what could be a potential for you. So I think it's really important now to have this mindset and move away from the traditional thought process of, I'm going to just climb the corporate ladder. I'm going to start here, then I'm going to go here, then the next step's here. Those days are well and truly gone. That is the old way. We're now moving into what I call the bold way. And the bold way is a portfolio career. The bold way is a zigzag career. It's going, I fancy learning a bit more about this. I'm going to make a shift over here. And now I fancy learning more about finance. I'm going to go over here. And now I fancy getting more into tech. So I'm going to go and use this skill over here. And if you can just keep at the same time acquiring new skills every time you zig and you zag, you are going to start to build up an incredible portfolio of incredible skills that are needed across multiple businesses, multiple departments. And that's going to make you so valuable into this new world that we are heading into. So I think it's just really important right now to be thinking about your transferable skills, to be thinking about where you could go next and what that could look like for you. I think that the biggest mistake people are making right now is just sitting still and not almost having a bit of a plan going on of what they could do with their current level of skills that they have. And then identifying your gaps. Like once you are on the job boards and you're seeing all these roles, click into them. Okay, what's the jobs asking for? What the company's asking for? How many of those skills do you have currently? Which you will have quite a few. And how many of the skills do you potentially need to still work on? And that might be a blend of hard and human skills as well. And then it's not going through that job brief feeling like you don't have enough of the skills. It's asking yourself, okay, what's coming up time and time again? Could I do an online course on this? Could I do a micro credential on this? Could I go and listen to a few podcasts, YouTube videos on this, and then maybe start playing around with this potential skill that I want to learn? So it's just not shutting anything off. It's looking at what the jobs are requiring and thinking to yourself, I can learn this. And actually look at how many of my skills are already in demand across multiple different industries, in multiple different jobs and in multiple different businesses. And I can guarantee you, you will feel a sense of excitement instead of doom, because there's too much doom going on in the world right now. And I think there's a lot of opportunities still out there for people who want to take the opportunities. And finally, point number 7 of how do you stay relevant and in demand in this new world of AI is you need to stay curious and you need to stay adaptable. Change is the only constant in life. I can't sort of stress that enough. And we are about to go through a massive period of change and disruption as AI comes into the workforce. And I know it can be really, really scary. And I'll be really vulnerable and honest with you right now. Even in my recruitment company, I am really thinking about how am I going to future-proof this business over the next 5 years? Is recruitment either going to be a service anymore, or is it going to be all automated by AI? I don't know, but I'm certainly not going to sit around and wonder. I'm taking immediate action now. I'm doubling down on my AI skills. I'm thinking about other businesses that I can start, hence why I've started Pivoter and I'm writing a book. I'm not waiting to find out whether or not recruitment's going to be on the chopping board of the services that are no longer going to exist in 5 years. I'm taking the action now. And every single person in my community, I want you to have this same mindset, because it's not coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of empowerment. It's coming from a place of, I can figure this out. I can position myself as a smart, capable person that's going to navigate this new world with ease. And I just need to be open and curious and adaptable to what comes my way. And be open to learning a new skill, be open to learning all of the new AI tools that come out, to be playing around with it. And then sharing, building that brand, building that awareness of what you're doing and what you're learning. Because again, it just proves to the marketplace that you're somebody that's staying ready and relevant. And that is going to make you stand out above what is potentially going to be quite a competitive marketplace. So be curious, have that growth, bold mindset now more than ever. It's going to become incredibly important and it is going to set you apart. So I always come from a place of, what do I need to learn? What could get in my way right now? And to be honest with you, I honestly think the only thing that could really stop me is my mindset. I really do think that the mountain is just me at the moment and my own thoughts, my own beliefs. I'm really excited about the future and all of the opportunities that could come our way. And I want that for you as well. So I really hope that you got something from today's podcast today. These are my 7 ways that I believe you can future-proof your career in the age of AI. Let me know below the one that really stood out for you. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I am learning all these platforms at the moment. I'm a big user on LinkedIn. As you will see, that's kind of been my platform because obviously I've been recruiting for 12 years. So I do know LinkedIn very well, but I'm trying to figure out, again, being curious and adaptable and having a growth mindset. I'm trying to sort of really dig into how I can utilize the power of other social platforms, because again, I know how important it's going to be to grow my businesses, my personal brand, and to really get this message out there that we do not need to be afraid of what's coming, but we cannot sit and wait. We have to have the courage. We have to back ourselves. We have to feel the fear and act despite the fear. These are all the messages that I want you to really be thinking about right now. And anytime you catch yourself worrying or procrastinating, or you think, oh, I don't want to listen to that podcast today. I just want to put my music on, or I don't want to watch that course tonight. I'd rather just binge watch Netflix. Just remember, is this the old me or is this the bold me? Have that in your mind. This is the movement I want to create. Old me, bold me. What does bold Georgie do? How does she stand? How does she talk? How does she communicate? What does she learn? Does she back herself or does she shrink? Does she stand tall and present and communicate? Or does she hesitate and use a lot of justifying words before she speaks? This is what I want for you. So think about it. What is one bold action I could take this week to future-proof my career? And let me know. I love hearing from you. It makes my day when I hear from my community. So be sure to message me on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and give me a follow as well. It'll give me a bit of a boost to know that I'm doing something right. But thank you so much for every single person that listens to this podcast. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for those of you that have purchased The Bold Mood on pre-sale. I appreciate it's not even out yet, but this is really what makes the difference of the success of the book. And I have poured my heart and my soul and everything to make this book the best it can be for you. So I really hope that when it is out, you enjoy it. But thank you so much. And I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Take care.